Now, some setback for Twitter as Delhi High Court refuses to grant interim protection to the microblogging platform. The court pulled up the tech giant over hiring only interim officers in compliance with the new IT laws. In fact, the court asked to file affidavits of these officers in court over the next few days and over the next 2 days. In fact, the court has also allowed the centre to take action against Twitter wherever necessary. Earlier in the day, new IT Minister Ashwini Vishwanath he read out the Right Act to Twitter, asserting that law of the land is supreme and the microblogging platform will have to follow in line. Ashwini's assertion comes after Twitter sought more time to comply with India's new IT laws. In an affidavit filed in the Delhi High Court, Twitter says that it will take at least 2 months to appoint a resident grievance redressal officer under India's new IT laws to stop online harassment and targeting of users.
भारत में रहने वाले हर व्यक्ति को, भारत में काम करने वाली हर कंपनी को, सभी को भारत के नियम मानने चाहिए।
अगर वो नहीं मानते क्योंकि आपकी तरफ से नोटिस गया है, वो मंत्रालय
पूरा इसका स्टडी करूंगा।
Let me quickly cut across to Nalini Sharma joining us for more details. Nalini, Twitter has asked time for at least 2 months to appoint a resident grievance officer. What more do we know of the developments that came by from court?
Well, Nabila, to put it simply, I think it's safe to say that the Delhi High Court has not been satisfied with the kind of response that has come in from Twitter on all the questions that were raised by the Delhi High Court on the issue of compliance under the new ID rules. And not just the Delhi High Court, even the centre is not satisfied. And that is essentially why today, during the course of the hearing, the Delhi High Court has pulled up Twitter, questioning them as to why 3 interim officers have been appointed. And during the last hearing, they also said that the social media giant had misled the High Court by not giving details of the fact that these were only interim officers and not the final officers. So this 2 months time that has been sought by Twitter, although the Delhi High Court is going to be able to take it into consideration, but at the same time they said that in the meantime these interim officers that have been appointed have to file an affidavit before the court recognizing themselves as interim officers, so that any action that is taken by the central government, these interim officers can be held responsible for that, and basically to create an accountability of these officers. So 2 days time has been given for all of these 3, the nodal officer, the resident grievance officer and the compliance officer, for the 3 of them from Twitter to file their affidavits before the Delhi High Court. 2 weeks time was sought by the council for Twitter, stating that it's going to take time to send the signed affidavits from the US, but at the same time, the scanned copies have to be submitted within 2 days. So it is a massive setback for Twitter, considering that their officers will now have to come on record whether interim or final, and there is also likely to be a deadline that will be set by the High Court for them to deal with all of these compliances in the fastest manner.
Nalini, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Of course, Twitter now have to come up with a responsible answer to it. Now, hundreds of maskless tourists throng Kempty Falls in Mussoorie. In a viral video there, hundreds of tourists can be seen bathing at the Kempty Falls in Mussoorie. All social distancing norms went for a complete toss amid the fear of an impending third wave. In Mussoorie, places such as Kuldi Bazaar and Mall Road are often crowded. Nainital also witnessed similar situation due to an increase in the number of tourists. Apart from Uttarakhand, tourists more than 5 lakh flocked to Himachal Pradesh. In fact, soon after the state relaxed COVID norms there, you saw a flood of tourists coming in. Now, with the ghosts of the second wave still lingering, here's a recipe for complete disaster. Mad rush in hill stations in north of India raises quite an alarm, as many of them are seen flouting COVID norms. 6 lakh tourists in Himachal alone since the state eased curbs. Take a look.
It is an invitation to the third wave. Tourists are thronging the hill stations in the north. They have said no to distancing and no to masks. All they seem to want is some reprieve from the heat and the pandemic blues.
भीड़ से दूर रहने का समय निकल गया, अब आप घूमने फिरने आओ, नज़ारे लो जिंदगी के।
कोरोना का डर तो है, लेकिन घर में हम बहुत बोर हो चुके हैं बैठ बैठ के, इसलिए तो थोड़ी आउटिंग करने का मन हुआ, इसलिए निकले हैं।
दिल्ली हुई या आसपास कहीं पे भी लोग ना फ्रस्ट्रेट हो चुके हैं, उनको निकलना है बाहर। और हम खुद इतने फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गए थे दिल्ली में रह रहे कि कोरोना की वजह से, लॉकडाउन की वजह से, तो एक ब्रेक चाहिए था।
Hotels are fully booked. Tourists are forced to sleep in their cars at parking lots. The mad rush to the hills has caught the government's attention.
क्लियरली दिख रहा है कि एक स्थाई पर, जिसे एक टर्म भी बोली गई है, रिवेंज ट्रैवल, कि लोग जो घर में बैठे थे, जो रेस्ट्रिक्शन का समय था, अगर रेस्ट्रिक्शंस खोल दी गई तो वायरस खत्म हो गया है। यह ऐसा एक माहौल क्रिएट करेगा जिसमें अब तक जो गेन इन टर्म्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट ऑफ कोविड जो हमने लिए हैं वह फिर से नलीफाई हो सकते हैं, वह फिर से हम उसको भूल के फिर हमें एक और चैलेंज का सामना करना पड़ सकता है।
Raising alarm bells over the frightening situation in the hills, the Union Health Ministry has taken up the matter with Himachal Pradesh government. Sources tells India Today.
Thousands of tourists are staying in Manali, and on weekends the tourists from the neighboring Punjab, Haryana and other states join, and they struggle to find out accommodation in the hotels. Parkings are full and hour-long traffic jams are being witnessed. So this is the situation here at Manali.
The rush, however, has brought some cheer to the tourism industry. But even hotel owners acknowledge the risk of flouting norms.
See, we as hoteliers, we are always requesting people to wear masks. In fact, we don't allow anyone without mask to enter hotels. And tourists who are not carrying masks, we give them masks when they go to the hotel. And we always request them whenever they go out, when they are on the mall or anywhere else, to wear the mask at all times. Despite that, we see, yes, some tourists we see, they are not wearing masks. And I think they should be dealt with strictly.
As daily cases dip, the urge to beat the pandemic fatigue is real. But with a bulk of India's population largely unvaccinated, the risk runs high. And to all the COVIDiots, the pandemic is far from over. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, in a show of strength amid the raging pandemic, newly appointed Telangana Congress chief and MP Revanth Reddy took out a massive rally which led to a traffic jam in different parts of Hyderabad on Wednesday. Reddy's supporters were seen in cars and on bikes violating all COVID norms. Hyderabad police has now registered a case under Pandemic Act against Revanth Reddy for taking out a rally without police permission. It also slapped multiple charges against him and other Congress leaders and workers who took part in this rally. Meanwhile, Delhi's brazen robbery caught on camera. 4 armed men posing as electricians barged into a house in West Delhi's Uttamnagar area. The robbers looted cash and gold ornaments worth lakhs of rupees on gunpoint. The family was taken hostage and was tied using tape while thieves robbed the house. The robbers haven't yet been caught. Delhi police is analysing the CCTV footage of this incident which took place on Wednesday to identify the accused.
दिल्ली के उत्तम नगर के इस घर में जो वारदात हुई है उसे देख सुनकर आपके रोंगटे खड़े हो जाएंगे। दिन दहाड़े दोपहर में 2:30 बजे के लगभग इस घर में जो बदमाश हैं वो आते हैं। परिवार में सभी को चाकू की नोक पर बंधक बनाया जाता है, उसके जमकर लूटपाट होती है। घर में 2 ये लेडीज थी, कुल मिलाकर 4 लोग थे जिसमें 2 छोटे बच्चे भी थे। क्या हुआ था उस दिन, कैसे ये बदमाश आए और क्या पूरी वारदात हुई?
उन्होंने मुझसे कहा कि मैं इलेक्ट्रिशियन हूँ, आप लॉक खोल दीजिए, हमारी लिफ्ट खराब हो रही थी तो मुझे लगा इलेक्ट्रिशियन आए होंगे।
घर के अंदर सीसीटीवी भी लगा हुआ है और बाकायदा ये जो लॉकर है, पूरा लॉकर से ज्वेलरी, कैश वो लेकर, ये देखिए ये इस तरीके से जो पूरा जो लॉकर है उसमें तोड़फोड़ हुई। क्या क्या था सामान लेकर गए?
7-8 लाख कैश था और हमारी सारी ज्वेलरी थी, मदर इन लोग की, मेरी शादी की, सब अभी तक की सारी ज्वेलरीज थी।
आपको बताऊं कि ये जो पूरा घर है इसमें सीसीटीवी कैमरा लगा हुआ है और इस वजह से जो बदमाश हैं जो डकैती करने के लिए आए थे वो सीसीटीवी कैमरे में कैद हो गए।
गन पॉइंट पे जो है इनको धक्का, मतलब पीछे हो गई है यहाँ पे, और गन पॉइंट पे इनको फिर मेरे साले को जो है वो बांध के उन्होंने नीचे टेप से जो है बांध दिया। ब्राउन कलर की टेप थी उनके पास चौड़ी वाली, उससे जो है उसको बांध दिया और इसको वाइफ को भी मेरे वहाँ पे जाके बांध दिया और मेरी मम्मी को भी एक हाथ और एक पैर बांध दिया।
Now, NCP leader Eknath Khadse grilled by the Enforcement Directorate in Pune land deal case. Khadse was summoned by the agency after arrest of his son-in-law Girish Chaudhary in 2016 Pune land deal case. Now, before appearing before the Enforcement Directorate, Khadse called the case politically motivated, adding that he has faced 5 such investigations even in the past. He was questioned in January by the agency in connection with the land deal of his family in Bosari area near Pune. Khadse quit BJP in October 2020 to join the NCP. In 2016, he was forced to resign as the Maharashtra Revenue Minister from Fadnavis's cabinet over allegations of corruption.
आज भी आया हूँ, मैं जो भी पूछेगा उसके लिए हम सहकार्य कर रहे हैं, आज भी करूँगा। जो कुछ है, जो चल रहा है, वो सारा महाराष्ट्र, सारा देश देख रहा है। सभी को मालूम है कि ये पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेट है सारा का सारा विषय। एक बार इसकी इंक्वायरी पहले हो चुकी है, 5 बार इंक्वायरी हो गई है, अभी फिर से इंक्वायरी चल रही है। अभी और कितने बार इंक्वायरी करेंगे?
Now, after his public wish to Dalai Lama on his birthday, Prime Minister Modi is likely to be meeting with Tibetan spiritual leaders soon enough. This comes amid the ongoing standoff with China at the LAC and is also being seen as a strong message that he's sending out to Beijing. Here's more on that.
He's the face of Tibetan resistance against China. Revered by millions of Buddhists across the world, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of Tibet, currently in exile. On July 6th, he turned 86. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wished the Dalai Lama on his birthday, a first such public wish by the Prime Minister since 2015. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said he had spoken to Dalai Lama on phone to convey greetings on his 86th birthday. The spiritual leader of Tibet has thanked the Prime Minister for his wishes.
Yesterday, my birthday. So, many my friends express happy birthday, including Indian Prime Minister and many ministers and also chief ministers.
The Prime Minister's public wish to Dalai Lama comes at a time when India and China are locked in an intense border conflict for more than a year now. By wishing Dalai Lama, regarded as an adversary by the Dragon for leading Tibetan resistance against Chinese occupation, the Prime Minister has sent a stern message to China.
I see the public acknowledgement by the Prime Minister as significant in terms of signaling to Beijing. The Indian government appears to be telling the Chinese leadership that it is much more willing to touch upon matters that Beijing might consider extremely sensitive, particularly if China is unwilling to take India's sensitivities into account, specifically, say, on the border.
In a move that will needle China further, the Dalai Lama is set to meet Prime Minister Modi after the COVID situation improves further.
Prime Minister Modi ji had met with His Holiness before also, so there might be occasions for them to meet again in the near future. As I mentioned before, when the pandemic ebbs, His Holiness has planned to go down to Delhi and also meet with the Prime Ministers.
The Modi government also snubbed China by not wishing it on the recent anniversary of the Communist Party. The shift is significant, since such an important day for Beijing would not have gone unnoticed if ties between the two nations were amicable. Tibet is China's raw nerve. And by directly and explicitly engaging with Dalai Lama, the message to the Dragon is clear. India won't back down in the face of Chinese aggression. With Geeta Mohan, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the 20-time